The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. I move my mouse too fast. You don't need to see my underwear or my flabby ass belly. But hi there, I'm Ron Junkett, and welcome to Cards and Dice Sunday. We're doing one today, and we're doing one next week for a game I don't know yet, and then I'm off for family Christmas stuff, and then we'll probably just keep it going through there. But today, I've got one that anyone can play that's watching this. We're going to do, I already had someone leave. Isn't that exciting? APBA Go is what we're going to do. We're going to do the free presentation of that. This will be the first time ever that I play a basic APBA game the way it's supposed to be played. Even though you've seen me play the Excel helper of that, that's been modified to some extent because no one's ever happy with the boards. And at some point, I probably should do the evolution of National Pastime. This would be National Pastime 2, and how the original game got started, how Dick Seitz, who created APBA, refined it for his purposes, and how both Bill Staffa at Skeetersoft, a number of people, Replay's even a derivative of National Pastime, how it's a good game, it's a solid game, how to make it more palatable. All right, so let me put some screens in the right spots. While you look, this is what we've got. I've set up for a solo game, but I haven't really done anything with it. And so anyone who might be, why are we getting a yellow there? Why are we getting a yellow there? Don't know why. It says it's okay. Okay, now we're getting a green. Okay, so let me make sure that that's what I'm. Okay, so once you get into the APBA Go screen and you've registered, you got to register to play this. But you can buy. Let's say you want to buy a season. I think you can buy any APBA season for $20. You can get a subscription for $20 a month, which seems a bit high to me, but it will give you every season ever made. You can play whatever game you want. You may not be able to record the results, but you will be able to play it. All sorts of seasons. Again, this is probably not the best laid out screen. Can I even scroll it down? Sure, but it comes with every season. And they're all $20. So if there's a favorite season that you want, you like playing APBA, you can play it for $20. If I want to buy, let's say, Cleveland Indians, it's $3 a team for whatever year. If I want to buy the 69 California Angels, it's $3. It comes with a micromanager. I guess I don't have anyone developed yet, but if you're familiar with Baseball for Windows 5 and 5.5, they have artificial intelligence. That's a manager. And I could manage against Malcolm, but I'm going to manage against myself. I can unlock custom teams for $10, and for an additional $10, I can retain more than 3 collections and have none. Yeah. And you can buy gift certificates for points. All right. But today we're going to play ball. In solitaire, if you play, you can challenge a microcomputer, so I can manage against the computer. I can play against myself, which is what we're going to do today. I can challenge another player. I can leave an open challenge, or I can join and create a tournament with other managers. I'm assuming that's if you actually have someone else to play with. So I'm going to go solitaire mode, and I'm going to go. I've already done the pre-replay, so I don't really want to do Boston and the Dodgers again. We want the Dodgers be the home team, and the Astros be the visitors. And I will use a DH. I have no idea what APBA's optional pitching rule is. Didn't need and he does it. You know what a DH is. Step play allows you to see the roll results and player cards before advancing the next play. Yep, we'll do that. It does not say what the optional pitching rule is. We'll leave it on. And as you can see from the bottom corner here, I have ball roller set. And so that's how we're going to roll the dice. We're going to play ball, and it will create your game. These two teams aren't supposed to be free anymore, but they are. All right, so I'm starting for the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw. He's an A to X, Y, and Z. So he's going to not throw a lot of walks, and he's going to strike out a ton. I'm not sure what the 2 means. And for the Astros, I'm going to pitch. Who am I going to go with? I didn't realize that, Justin Verlander. He's a B2X. He's going to get his fair share of strikeouts, but he won't get the walks. Default lineup, so it's Chris Taylor in left, Corey Seager at short, Justin Turner at third, Cody Bellinger at first, Yasiel Puig is in center, Curtis Granderson is in right, Yasmani Grandal, the catcher, Logan Forsythe is at second. Who's my DH going to be? Now I'll go with Clayton Kershaw. It'll be Cameron Maybin in left for the Astros, Carlos Carrera at short, Jose Altuve at second, batting third. Marwin Gonzalez cleans up. George Springer in center. Josh Reddick in right, batting sixth. Alex Bregman will bat seventh and play third. Brian McCann will catch, and Yulesky Gurriel is the first baseman. And so now I have 2 options here. It's a very generic screen. I guess it's Great American Ballpark. I'm kind of strange about that. But you can see the cards right there. And so it would be just like if you were playing APBA. The only downside to this, outside of the price of the subscription, $20 for a data file is very reasonable. It's what you would pay for pretty much anything else. As I believe it's just browser based. I'm not sure how much it keeps stats for you. But that's the card of Cameron Maybin. It gives you some stats, gives you some dice roll numbers. So we start with a 2-1, and that's going to be a ground out to second. I guess return isn't a hotkey. Maybin grounds out to Forsythe. So you see how that works. It's actually quite clever. Next up, Carlos Carrera. He's going to roll a 3-2, which is, again, a ground out to second. And it tells you the play. Forsythe to Bellinger. Moves it to Altuve. Well, you got to move it yourself to Altuve. Altuve, what a card that is, huh? Zeros on 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. You get a 7 on a 4-4 and a 4 and a 5-5, and the automatic 1 on a 6-6. That's pretty good. 2-2. That's going to be a second column. Oh, and it rolled the second dice for me. I don't like that either. It rolled me the second. So it's a double anyway. What did I roll? A 3-4? That would have been the same thing anyway. So it's a double to right center for Altuve, and he's a fast runner. Can I change that? Can I change that? Marwin Gonzalez is the batter. Well, that's clever. I guess I can't change the options once the game is going. Oh, I can bunt. I can play it safe. I guess I'll put the die up here. So the roll is a 4-6. That's going to be a strikeout. And Kershaw gets his first strikeout of the game. Brings up Chris Taylor. And I roll a 5-6. That's a 34. That's not what I meant to do. And that is a pop out to Carrera for the first out. So here comes Corey Seager. Yes, I'm unorganized this morning. One calling card for Corey. I'm surprised. 4-2. It's going to be a walk. So Seager is on with a walk. Nobody out for Justin Turner. And again, you have the option of bunting, hit and run, or play it safe at first. Die roll is a 1-2. I bet that's a double play. Although Verlander's next, that could be a strikeout. It is Turner grounds into a double play. Altuve to Carrera to Gurriel. Seager out to second, Turner out at first. 2 out. Bottom of the first. No score. Houston and Los Angeles. So nobody on for George Springer. And you can see his card from last year. And it's a 1-3, and that's a walk. So Josh Reddick rolls, 44. That's going to be a 7 against an A. And so it is a ground out to Turner. Throws across, Springer to second, 1 out. And so Springer on second for Alex Bregman. And Bregman rolls a 2-3. That's a 12. And that is a strikeout for Kershaw. So 2 out. Kershaw's second strikeout inning in 2/3. McCann rolls a 5-2. That's a ground out to third. And that will be the end of the inning. With an exit to strikeout, I should say that. They don't give you the boards, and of course, because Kershaw's an X and Y, he's going to get the strikeout instead of the ground out. So after an inning and a half, it's no score between Houston and the Dodgers. And so it'll be Bellinger, Puig, and Granderson for Los Angeles here in the bottom of the second. Verlander got the side in order in the first. And 3-2 is a dice roll to Bellinger, and it's a 26. That's going to be a ground out to second. And so 1 away for Puig. And Puig rolls a 2-3. That's either a ground out to first or a strikeout. And it is a ground out to Bregman. Over to Gurriel. Really? On a 12? Okay. Must have changed. So here's Granderson, 2 out. For 6 is a 1-3. And that's a strikeout. So after 2, it's Houston nothing, Los Angeles nothing. So with Gurriel, and then the top of the lineup, Maben and Correa for the Astros here in the third. Here's if you want to play straight APBA, this is very cool. But I wish there was a way after the dice roll went through that you could automatically advance to the next hit return instead of having to plug in the number and hit return. Oh, I found the sweet spot in that coffee. So Gurriel's at the plate. Oops. Wrong button. 2-4. There's going to be a fly out to center. 1 out. It brings up Cameron Maben. Does it tell me what Maben did? Yeah, he's 0 for 1. And Maben rolls a 1-4. It's going to be a fly out to left. On the 30. 2 out for Carrera, who's 0 for 1. He rolls a 5-1. And, can Kershaw stop an 8? Yes, he pops out to Turner. We've played 2.5. No score between the Dodgers and the Astros here on Cards and Dice Sunday. As Monty Grandal, Forsythe, and Chase Utley, the DH, will bat here in the bottom of the third. Verlander hasn't allowed a hit, and Kershaw has allowed 1 hit through 3. It's about what I expected. Grandal, the batter. And as Monty rolls a 5-5, I'm sure, a B can stop an 8, so this will be an out. Fly out to Springers in center field. Brings up Logan Forsythe. That's an error number. Let's see what happens. 5-3 the dice roll to 19. And it is out. Why did it not pop up? Why did that not register? That was an error roll. Why didn't it register? Okay, this will be a wash. Well, let me put the first one back in. He reaches on an error at first. Okay. I pressed the wrong button. So Forsythe is on first for Utley, the DH. And again, you can bunt. You can hit and run. or you can play it safe at first. Utley rolls a 1-4, and that's going to be a fly out to left on the 30. Two out for Chris Taylor, who's 0 for 1. And he rolls a 1-1. That's a straight 4. Not sure what that is, but that is a base hit. That's the first base hit for the Dodgers. And that is a triple. So Forsythe will score. It's 1-0 Los Angeles here in the third. So Taylor gets the triple, and that'll bring up Corey Seager. 2-6. That's going to be a strikeout. So Verlander shakes the head, and that's the inning. After 3, the Dodgers get a run on a hit. 1 error for Houston. It's 1-0 LA. So Kershaw's only faced 11 batters through 3 innings. He struck out 3. And Jose Altuve will lead off for us for Houston in the 4th. 1-3 is going to be a walk. Brings up Marwin Gonzalez, who has struck out his first time up. And he'll roll a 2-6, which is going to be a strikeout. George Springer. So 1 out. Kershaw is now with 4. Three, 4. Going to be a flat in the center. Brings up J.J. Redick. It tells you that. And if you know the boards for APBA, you know you're going to know before you enter what actually happened. So Josh Reddick with Altuve on first, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Rolls a 4-4. That's a good one. That's going to be a 7. Does Kershaw stop that? Yes, he does. It's a ground out to third. It's a good thing Kershaw's an A. And so that's the inning. No runs, a hit, and no runs, no hits, no errors. After 3.5, it's Los Angeles 1, Houston 0. So it'll be Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, and Yasiel Puig. We're doing APBA Go Baseball. A basic version of APBA that you can play on your web browser. And these are the 2 free teams. All you got to do is register. So there's no cost to this one. Next week, we'll start getting into some of the games that actually cost a little bit of money. And I could have actually done a World Series replay of this year, too. I will give APBA credit for this. The 2018 cards are already in the system. If you want to pay the $20 for the season, you can play APBA 2018. So Verlander will face Turner, Bellinger, and Puig. And this one, I'm using the ball roller that was made. So I'm inputting my own die, which makes it go a little bit longer. But it gives you the actual field of a card and die, and the computer is registering stuff for you. So Turner is 0 for 1, and he rolls a 6-3, and that's going to be a fly out to center. Brings up Bellinger, 0 for 1. And Cody rolls a 1-4. That's going to be a fly out to left. Maben has it. 2 out. So bring up Puig, who's 0 for 1. Verlander's only faced 13 batters through 3 2/3. And the roll is a 3-5, and that's going to be a walk. Second walk given up by Verlander. Brings up Curtis Granderson, who struck out. One of the two strikeouts that Verlander has today. And just the roll is a 2-4, and that's going to be a strikeout. Boy, that's going to retire the side. So Granderson goes down by way of the K after 4 innings. It's the Dodgers 1, the Astros nothing. It'll be Bregman, McCann, and Gurriel for the Astros. Bregman struck out. Through 4 innings, Kershaw has allowed 1 hit, struck out 4 and walked 2. He's only faced 15 batters. That's efficiency. Uh-oh, that's trouble. The computer will roll a 6-5 for the second column, and that's a single. So Bregman is the second hit of the game. How you doing, Phantomatic? And so that brings up Ryan McCann with nobody out and a runner on first in a 1-0 game. And that roll is a 3-6. And that's a 33. That one I don't have memorized off the top of my head. And it's going to be a pop out to Turner. So F5 if you're scoring at home. 1 out for Gurriel with Bregman on first. The dice roll is a 3-1. And that's going to be, is that going to be a single? Can an A stop a 9 with a runner on base? Yes, it's an infield hit. So runners on first and second. Kershaw can't stop that. Third hit for Houston. And they turn the lineup around for Cameron Maybin, who is 0 for 2. And Maybin rules a 4-3. I have a feeling we have a strikeout coming, which is not what the Dodgers want. They want that 4-6. They want the double play. It is. Oh, it is a double play. So it goes 1, 6-3 on the double play, and so Kershaw's out of it. I thought that was always a 29 was an X with that situation. I guess not. Dodgers will take that halfway home. 1-0 Houston. So it'll be Grandal, Forsythe, and Utley to face Verlander here in the 5th. Grandal is 0 for 1 and rolls a 1-6. That's a ground out to short on the 28. It would be helpful. Well, it does tell you that. Okay. LAN rolls a 1-6. It's 28 on Grandal's card. And then it tells you what the play result is. So it's a 6-3. So Logan Forsythe, who has reached and scored, might have reached on the air. That roll is a 1-6, and that was going to be a strikeout. With the 1-3, yep. And so that's 4 for Verlander on the wrong end of a 1-0 score in the bottom of the 5th. Utley, the DH for the Dodgers. 1-5. Oh, now that's a speed number. He'd had 6 stolen bases, but the only way he can get one is on the second column. So it's a 9, and Verlander will single over short because the B can't stop a 9. So Utley reaches. That's the second hit for the Dodgers, and here's Chris Taylor. Is 0 for 2. He tripled, drove home the lone run of the game in the 3rd. Man, there are a lot of mouse clicks here. Taylor, well, the runner on first rolls a 2-1. That's going to be a strikeout. 13s are always strikeouts. So that's 4 for Kershaw. Oh, And that's it. That was the end of the inning. Duh. Should also tell you that too. So it's the top of the sixth. It'll be Carrera, Altuve, and Marwin Gonzalez here in the sixth inning. 1-0 Dodgers. How you doing, Al? Oh, a whole bunch of you watching now. Welcome to Cards and Dice Sunday. We're giving APBA a go. Rolling my own dice, thanks to Ball Roller, which I think is one of the greatest programs ever created. Ball Roller, you can pretty much set it up for whatever configuration you want. But there's also in the settings, there's a generic one for APBA, and so that's what we're using. Carrera is 0 for 2, and he rolls a 3-6. He will draw a walk because that Z should not come into effect with the bases empty. So Carrera walks. Nobody out for Altuve. Yeah, Arnold, on Sundays, I try to feature something that's cards and dice because really, hold on a sec. Here, you can actually see me answer that question. Because really, all these games that we play, Action, which is my go-to as well, Diamond Mind, some OOTP, I mean, they all come back to cards and dice games. And some of them are really well done. I'm finding this kind of clunky. But interesting because, like I said, I'm not going to go out and buy a set of APBA cards and boards. I really can't do cards and dice just because of my physical issues. But, it gives you a look at how it's played. And I think if cards and dice games are going to continue on in the sports venue, this is going to be how you do it. You just buy all the data up front and play. Like I said, this one's pretty clunky, but I haven't hated it. And all right. And so with that, I'll go back to the game screen. Did I roll the die? I got too many things open. And you go over here. All right, so Carrera walked. And so let's do Altuve. That's not to be critical. I agree with you. I mean, this would not be my first choice of game. He rolls a 5-2. Now let's see. Do we get a double play or a strikeout? And it's helpful if you actually write the dice result number, not the play result number. We get a strikeout. That's what you should have got. So Carrera strikes out, and sometimes you want that pitcher's best friend instead. So runner on first for Gonzalez. He has struck out twice. 5 now for Kershaw. With 1 out here in the sixth. The roll is a 2-2, and that's a 6. It's a 1-column card, so Kershaw can't stop it. I bet we got ourselves a tie game. It is a double over first, and Carrera scores, and we are tied at 1 here in the sixth. So Kershaw finally has his damn break, and I'm glad you're here, Arnold. So here's Springer. George walked and is 0 for 1. Uh-oh, 5-5. That's going to be well, let's see. 5-5 with the runner on second. Can the A stop a 5? Kershaw. Yep. Ground ball to third. Turner to Bellinger. Gonzalez goes to third. 2 out. And so Kershaw's A gift, his XY taketh away, did not have the double play, but giveth here. And 2 out for Reddick here in the sixth. Reddick's 0 for 2. He rolls a 3-4, and that's going to be a fly out to center. And so after 5.5, the Astros are on the board. They tie the game at 1. And it will be Seager, Turner, and Bellinger due up for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the sixth. 19 batters so far faced by Verlander. Seager rolls a 1-1, and that's a 5. That's trouble. A 1-column 5. I believe is a triple. I believe that's a triple. It is a double over first. I think it turns into a triple in some situations, but not probably with the bases empty. So that's the third hit for the Dodgers. And that'll bring up Justin Turner. 0 for 2. A roll. Uh-oh, that's a 5-5. And let's see, can a B stop an 8? With a runner on second? Yes, ground out to right back to the pitcher. Over to Gurriel, and Seager goes to third. 1 out here in the 6th. I can walk, or I can play him in. Okay, we're going to play the infield in. Right? Did it keep? Yeah, infield's in. So we're playing for the C. Infield close. With a runner on third for McCann, who is 0 for 2. And he rolls a 1-6. That's a ground out to short. But what happens with Seager? And the throw goes home. So it's a forced play at the plate. Playing close actually kind of increases the odds of the run scoring. But if you get a ground ball, it does not. So it worked for the Dodgers. So with 2 out, it'll be nobody or Bellinger on first for Puig. I don't know why they say in. It's close and deep. See you in a bit, baby. I will. My wife's off to the grocery store. She says hello. Sarah is thrilled to death to be going off to Hannaford's on a Sunday. All right, so 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th, and it's going to be Puig, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. And the roll is a 6-3, and that's going to be a fly out the center. And that retires the side. Another hit for the Dodgers, but they don't score. After 6, it's 1-1. So Kershaw will face Bregman, McCann, and Gurriel here in the 7th. And I will treat this like I would any other cards and dice game that I control the endurance of a pitcher. I can't pull him until he allows either 5 runs, 10 base hits, or faces 27 batters. So if he gets the side here, he'll go the 7th, and then he's at my discretion. So it'll be the bottom 3rd. Bregman is 1 for 2. He singled and struck out. And he rolls a 5-3. That's the error number. So it's a 20. And at 20 goes to an error on Forsythe. So he reaches on an E4. So both teams have committed an error. That 8 was pretty good. But the Dodgers go on. So it's 35. How's that in there? Brings up Brian McCann, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And McCann rolls a 1-2, and that should be a double play or a strikeout. Because it's 25. Is a play result number, and it is a double play. 6, 4, 3. Seager to Forsythe to Bellinger, and McCann can't beat it out. So Gurriel, the batter, nobody out, nobody on, 2 out, top of the 7th, and a 1-1 tie. These pitchers are doing what they're needing to do. And Gurriel is 0 for 2, with 1 for 2. Pardon me. He rolls a 1-4. He's now going to be 1 for 3. As he flies out to left to retire the side. Stretch time here at, well, this is kind of a strange-looking Dodger Stadium. It looks like Great American Ballpark to me. After 6.5, 1-1. So Verlander has faced 23 batters, allowed 3 base hits and 1 run. So he's going to pitch to Granderson, Grandal, and Forsythe here in the bottom of the 7th. Granderson has struck out both times. Only hit 212 on the year. How many strikeouts? It doesn't say on the card. But you have a 1 in 36 chance of rolling any number in the system. So there's 1, look for 13s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight strikeout chances, and that 12 there under the 2-4 is kind of a strikeout. So without the help of any Verlander control thing, Granderson has 6 strikeout chances, or 1 in 6 chance of whiffing. Right out of the gate, he rolls a 6-1, and that's a 40. And I don't remember what that one is. He fouls it off because there's not. It's a 1-strike count. Because there's nothing more aggravating in a dice roll game to have a foul ball that means nothing. 6-6. That's a home run. Granderson says useless. Ha! It's one deep to right. Back goes Reddick. Back goes Springer. They turn and watch it go. The Dodgers lead it 2-1. Supply your own crowd noise. So here is Grandal. Kind of like this year's playoffs. He's 0 for 2. Verlander deals, and it's a 3-5, which is going to be, I think, a ball. Yeah, it's a ball. A wasted ball. 5-3, that could be an error. Is it? Yeah, it's an error on Altuve's, an E4 on the 20. So Houston's kind of falling apart here. 2-1 Dodgers, nobody out, bottom of the 7th. And Verlander's going, what have I got to do? Here's Logan Forsythe. He has reached, I believe, on an error and struck out. Because he has the score. He rolls a 4-6. And that's a strikeout. So finally an out for Utley. Chase is 0 for 2. Oh, 1 for 2 with a hit. And the roll is at 2-2, and that's a second column roll. Let's find out together, shall we? And it is a double over first. He rolled a 4-6, which is a 6. That's a double over first. Grandal goes to third, and that is the 27th batter for Verlander, and we're going to yank him. Do it here? I guess I don't do it here. But that's his player card. Pitchers. All right, so I guess I'm going to go with Harris. Well, that was pretty easy. So you just drag it over the player you want to replace. So Harris comes in. He's a B. I don't know what that 2 is for. He's pretty much Verlander. X, Y, and Z. I guess that means you could go 2 innings. I don't know what that means. Does anyone know? If you're watching, that plays APBA. What's that 2 next to the B? Oh, you know what? I bet that's his fielding rating. Duh. So, oh yeah. So Chris Taylor is the batter. Chris is 1 for 3. He tripled and drove in the run in the third. Dodgers 2-1, and with 1 out, I forgot to play in, didn't I? Oopsie. So we're playing back. No, I can't click that. Can't click that. And so the dice roll is a 3-4, and that's going to be a fly out the center. And will that score a run? Runners hold. So Harris gets a break. So Grandal on third, he's a slow runner, Utley's average. And now you're going to face Corey Seager. I'm not going to walk into face Turner. This was a team the Nats lost to in the playoffs that year. I have, well, that was the year before. I've seen enough of Justin Turner to know what he can do for you, the Los Angeles Dodger fans of America. So the dice roll is a 4-1, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Or a foul out on the back of first. So it's a foul out to second. And that's the inning. It's an out either way. After 7, the Dodgers pull ahead 2-1. And so Kershaw is at my disposal. Maben, Carrera, and Altuve for Houston here in the 8th. And I'll let Kershaw give up a base runner. Maben rules a 6-2, and that's going to be a strikeout. Carrera rolls a 2-5, and that's going to be Okinen, A stop an 8. Pop out to Turner. He can, and A stops an 8. And that brings up Altuve, who is singled, doubled, walked, and struck out. So I think he's 1 for 2. He's doubled and struck. Anyway, the die roll is a 2-4, and that's going to be a flat in the center. And so it's another good inning for Kershaw. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Los Angeles 2, Houston 1. And we will put in Giles here in the 8th. You got to get to the bottom of the 9th. So Giles is a K, and with that, he's also an A. So he stops pretty much everything. And the K means that he will, on anything, will get a strikeout on any X or Y situation. But I'm not sure if there are Ks built into the new boards or not. But there's a lot of strikeouts. He starts with Justin Turner, who rolls a 4-6, and that is a strikeout straight up. It'd be so much helpful if you could actually just hit the return key after putting it in. So 1 out for Cody Bellinger, who's 0 for 3. Giles delivers a 6-3. And that is a strikeout. Oh, I guess you can get those on a flyout. So 2 out for Puig. 0 for 2 of the walk. 4-6 is going to be a straight strikeout. So Giles is whipped the side, and we go to the top of the 9th. I'm going to leave Kershaw in. It's an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. 2-1 Los Angeles. It's Gonzalez, George Springer, and Josh Reddick for Houston here in the 9th. Marwin Gonzalez, 1 for 3. He's doubled, driven in the lone run in the 6th for Houston, and struck out twice. Kershaw delivers a 6-5. Foul out to catcher. Roll about 4 of those in a row and see how realistic that is. So 1 out for Kershaw, and it will be George Springer, who is 0 for 2 of the walk. He rolls a 3-4, and that's going to be a flat to center. So 2 out. Kershaw 1 out away from going the distance. And here's Josh Reddick. Kershaw has allowed 1 run, 4 hits. He has walked 3 and struck out 7. Reddick, the last hope. He rolls a 4-5. That's a walk. And with with the game on the line and Bregman at the plate, not taking any chances. Kenley Jansen. Oh my goodness gracious. He's an A and C, which means, anything 7, 8, and 9 is going to get stopped. It's going to be hard to get a single. He's a KXYZ. So as you saw, you can get a strikeout on a flyout roll on the Ks, and anything X and Y is going to be a strikeout. So he just needs one strike. He just needs to get one batter, and it's Alex Bregman. And Bregman rolls a 3-5, and I'm not sure if that's going to be 2 balls or a walk. They're going to say, oh, 2 balls. And Grandal comes out to the mound to discuss things. So it's a 2-ball count. So Bregman, the potential the go-ahead run is at the plate. And he rolls a 6-1, 39. Don't ask me. 39 is going to be, Reddick is out trying to steal, and that's how the game ends. So Kershaw is your winner. Verlander is your loser. Jansen gets the save. And let's take a look at the box score, shall we? Don't need the dice roller anymore. There's home. That's actually pretty detailed. And there's away. Those Will Harris and all that. Yep, that's his defensive rating. I got that, Glenn. Thanks a bunch. I figured that out after a while. And of course, in APBA, the higher the number, the better defender you are. All right, and so let me go back to camera here. And let me drag my chat over here. All right. Well, I appreciate that. So that's APBA Go. And as I said, there's 4 free teams. There's only supposed to be 2. Houston and the Dodgers. So last year's World Series teams and this year's World Series teams. And considering I did this year's World Series already doing Action PC, I didn't want to do that again, even though it is tempting. My thoughts. I think if you were kind of bored someplace and wanted to play a game of APBA ball, that's quite cool. I enjoyed rolling my own die, but I thought the whole system was kind of cumbersome. I think I would not do the step thing before. I really wish that after you put in the die roll, you could just hit return so it would play out. That took away from some of the flow. I thought changing players was easy. Just kind of drag it over who you want to replace in the lineup. That was fine. If you wanted to buy the cards, the virtual cards is $20, which is not that expensive. I believe the regular price for a season at Action PC is about $20. If you want Stratomatic, it's $25. If you want to buy the new cards for Stratomatic, you got to buy the game itself, the new version of the game. So you're going to be $50 for a Strat season at a minimum. And if you want the card image, it's going to be closer to $60 if you want to play the new one. It's $40 for Action PC if you get the deluxe edition, which comes with the season. And but I like, there was a lot of that I did like. I wish it was, like I said, kind of cumbersome to play. But it does keep stats for you. I wish you could enter the second dice roll for the double column, but once you get down to it, especially if you know the boards, it really can be a quick play game. In a couple of the videos I saw, I think ID Jester did one that was 28 minutes, and I saw another one out there that was like 11 or 12. It really is a good quick play game. And if you're familiar with the system, then you know how it's going to work if you memorize the boards. So like I said, I've actually never played a real game of APBA before. Al says, and it's true, that Digital Diamond is a fun little game. I believe that runs on Java. It's like $7, and it's kind of a virtual cards and dicey thing. Um, it runs off three 10-sided die, and so it breaks things down to 1 in 1,000, and it makes you feel like you've done something there. That's the other thing with these kind of clicky baseball games, that you don't have to make a lot of decisions. That was my big fuss against NPNG Plus when I demoed that. The helper was it you actually had to do everything or you did nothing. There really wasn't anything in between, and it really just kind of felt like clicking things on and off and on and off. But I think they're onto something there. If they could figure out a way maybe to give it a little sound, or maybe a little chalkboard thing, that's that, along with Colonel Staffa's NP3 Skeetersoft game that's now only on computer. It really is a straight cards and dice port on the computer. You got to make all the decisions yourself, and I like that, because it goes back to, like I said, the roots. But would it be a regular game of mine? No, I'm not gonna. I got not for $20. I don't want to play. You don't want to play everything online. If there was an offline component to it, maybe I might buy a season and do that. I mean, I think I finally played the game in about 40 minutes. I mean, you would be quicker with that if you weren't calling it, just kind of going through. My favorite version is the one I featured a couple of weeks ago, which was the helper. Then the cards came up, you rolled it, you asked for the dice roll according to the board, and then you recorded the result, and it makes the stats that way. So that I thought was the best. But this is a good stab at it, and I'm sure it plays well on a tablet. Someone will let me know in the comments if you do. So that'll do it for this week's Cards and Dice Sunday. Al has a good wrap up of the big fight last night on his channel. Couldn't make it up to watch the whole thing. I watched a couple of the undercard fights. That King Kong dude is going to be pretty good. Let's see. Phantomatic and Glenn and Arnold, appreciate it. You should do some of those on stream, Al. You should do some of those. That's a fun season. I'm thinking of what I'm going to do for lunch streams after I'm done with football season. And 49 popped into my head. I probably would do it Action PC. But yeah. So that's what's going on. Al, before we go, are you doing anything online this afternoon? Is this a Strange Brigade Sunday? There's a ton of walks in that 49 season. It's one of the reasons why APBA had to reissue it, because there was too many walks. Not a lot of control by those pitchers. And that was the philosophy then. You can't really beat you with a walk. I know, because there weren't a lot of strikeouts, and I know that I can induce ground balls. So the walks, who cares? Not the case now. So I'll give Al a few seconds and see if he wants to answer that. Maybe. All right. So Al, Red Sox fan channel, and possibly later on this afternoon for either some Strange Brigade or the game of his choice. We'll have something for you tomorrow night. I'm not sure what it is. Whether it's a Ron Juckett show, I'd like to do one of those. We got 3 football games for you this week on the lunchtime special. 2 of them at lunch, and Wednesday in prime time, it's the Al Red Sox Fan Bowl. It's the 11-2 Dallas Cowboys hosting. They didn't give in. Oh no. The 11-2 Dallas Cowboys hosting the 11-2 New England Patriots. Is this a Super Bowl preview? Week 14. And our NFL lunchtime replay starts Tuesday at noon on this channel. Hit that like and subscribe. Yesterday, I did some college basketball. We'll be doing that, I think, next Saturday. Let me know what you think of that. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe, and have a good Sunday, everybody. We'll talk to you the next time.